right, everybody. Thank you so much for viewers tuning in to the Jury Question. As always, I'm your host, Chris Honors, and thank you for tuning in. As you will see today, we have some wonderful guests joining us today here in Ireland, and today's issue is ongoing issue regarding the killing and the brutality of citizens in Nigeria. Yet from the diaspora, we have this wonderful, amazing people from different talents, different culture, and different specialities. We're going to be talking about what is best way forward when you talk about the youth, talking about the country, and also you're talking about the generality of how we can better Nigeria. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming on the show today. How you all doing?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having us here. Good.
Thank you all so much for coming in. I know, guys, there's a whole lot going on right now. I know normally we'll come in and like, yeah, this is a show, but you know, we're in here for a serious content of topic, and this is something that we need to really look into and where we can really better ourselves going forward. As you all know, there's a peaceful protest in Nigeria for the last couple of weeks or so. And that protest has become something very, very different. So as it is, we don't know where we all stand right now, but you all sitting here today to talk about this issue, you all have your own opinion, your own suggestion. And I believe that this is so important for us to talk about here in Ireland. So let me bring this to you guys. From your experience, Angela, let me come to you. Tell us 2 minutes, your own idea. What do you think we can really bring forward to change things back home in Nigeria?
Thank you so much, Chris. There are numerous things that we can do. First of all, we need to raise awareness and keep on raising awareness for the international bodies to know what's going on. And then those of us in Nigeria that are living there, especially the youth, have to be more involved in politics, in the government, because we can't be screaming from change from our own homes. We have to be those policy makers. We have to step in to change laws, change government, and take up roles like maybe go to college, learn about politics, learn about law, learn about something that will make a difference and be that difference. Contest in the parliament, contest in the elections, be involved, because the only way we can get rid, if I can use that word, of the older ones is to take up their space and be that place.
Let me just, thank you so much. Let me just bring Lafun. Can I have your own input? What do you think we can do going forward?
Thank you, Chris. I disagree totally with the first speaker.
Okay.
I don't know if she lives in Nigeria or she doesn't, you know, because things they're not as easy as she just spoke about it. They start with a lot of people, they can't even afford 2 square meals, 3 square meals. How do they want to pursue that kind of career?
Yeah.
And the fact that we have to call our colonizer to come and do what? Where did this start from, all this? So if she wants to go back to history, you know, because I'll give you an example. If you're trained by someone, even if you have your initiative, the person's print will still be in the work you do. And our colonizer, when they came to, what's the word? When you come for business, Africa was a place for them to create wealth. So when they handed over, that was the only thing they learned. You understand? So even if they have good intention, the print of those colonizers are still there, and we don't need them. We can make awareness, let them hear, let the whole world know that there's do, because otherwise we will be on some kind of ultimatum that, okay, if I do you this, you give me that.
Okay.
So it's all there, black and white.
Okay. I will take that on point.
Sorry. You know the 505 they're talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's for the elites. It's not for the masses.
I actually we
You
come into,
understand? Five for
yeah,
five is no, because I have to go. So I just want to, relate on my point.
okay.
To start with, 545 is for airlight. Fine, we don't want police to brutalize us, which we want to take out. But there's still more problem because it's not okay to see a 7-year-old girl that is supposed to be in school. They're supposed to be at school. They're hawking, selling bread on the street. It's not
Yeah,
all right. You understand? We have
yeah,
people cannot afford food, roof over their heads. They can't do it. So there are a lot of problems. I have the list here. Basic human rights, it is called. Food,
okay.
water, roof over their head, education, power, medical care that works, security.
Okay,
So I will just speak now. So
okay,
basically,
yeah,
those are my
okay.
basic points.
Thank you very much, Lafi. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me bring Tina in. Tina, I don't know when you've last been to Nigeria, but Lafi made some very, very good point there. Angela, will come back to your point, but I just want to kind of cross-check everybody on this. So she made some point there that if you go to Nigeria, definitely you understand what is on the ground, So can I get some insight from you, Tina, please?
Okay, Chris, thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and thank you, Chris, for having us. I'm very much in touch with Nigeria. I go often. My last time was in March, just before lockdown, and I must tell you, what Latwin just said is just what's going on. There's more. There's more. It's not just about SARS. It's about even being able to afford the daily basics, So lights, food, water, everything has to be provided for by individuals. It's just not the way that a country should be governed. So I, for once, I'm fed up and tired of the contraption called Nigeria. So, we have to do otherwise. It's not working. It hasn't worked for the past 60 years. So we have to start looking at something else. Hence, I support, self-determination. If we all go our separate ways, then maybe we would get some sense. This has not worked out. It hasn't worked. We will all just sit here and talk and talk and talk forever. If we don't take actions, things are not going to be done. We had a rally there on the 1st of October, and we had, and the rally was for Yoruba Nation. Biafra have been talking about seceding from Nigeria for ages, and we are talking about it as well. We want to come out of a contraption called Nigeria. It's not working. The people in government are not doing anything. All they're doing is lying in their own pockets. They don't care about the welfare of the citizens. It's just gone on for too long. SARS is just one of it. And that affects only people who are good looking, who are well dressed, who have mobile phones and iPhones. How about the Joe public on the streets? What is being done about them? What is being done? Basic amenities are not there. People die just because they cannot afford to pay 2,000 naira for a hospital file. People die. It's just disgraceful. Honestly, it is disgraceful.
Tina, thank you so much for that. Sheena, I'll bring you in. I want to just get Flavor to come in. Favor, sorry, say Flavor. Favor, can you come in on that, please? And I like your hat, Favor. Flavor, where do the hat?
Thank you very much. And
yeah,
the get up it's because I'm just a very passionate person about my country, and I came here. I've been here about 10 months recently, but majorly, one thing I'm most concerned about is for the average youth to understand his rights. For the average youth to mindset-wise, we're good. Everyone is waking up. The energy is there. It's all there, right? But from what you can see in the past few days, now the government is using politics. Now the government is using the constitution to try and pull us back with the curfew and stuff like that. So what my major point is, we need to also understand our rights. We need to also understand this constitution. I know there are a lot of people doing it out now, and it's good, it's brilliant. But one thing I know is when you change the mindset, right, it goes a long way to help every individual, both from the elite to the middle class, even to the poor class. Because the reason why a lot of people are oppressed is the lack of knowledge, and it's quite painful, because that is why the government can use youths to attack youths.
Yeah. Okay. Well done, Favor. That's a good point. You see, what you mentioned there relates a lot more with what Angela said. Like, we are saying nearly the same thing in here, but different opinion would drive us to the right direction. Remember, guys, everything you throw in here is not to beat somebody else. It's what you think. It's what you thought it is the best way, and we can really come together to really make this all the best for all of us. Shino, can I bring you in?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, my point of view with what we can do, I'm guessing when you mean what we can do, you mean people from the diaspora, what we can
Yes,
do to help.
of course,
Yeah,
because we are
okay.
stronger here. The
Yeah.
more we can pull like this, the better we can really throw more light into what we do, you know?
Okay. I think for my own opinion is that what we can do is people in diaspora need to put pressure on every country they are in to make sure that there is visa restriction on politicians in Nigeria. Because if we don't have if there's a visa restriction for every corrupt leader in Nigeria, they'll be forced to fix the country. I mean, with this coronavirus, there was a lockdown, which by countries closed down their border. I wouldn't say a lot of politicians, but a couple of key top politicians in Nigeria died. You know, and these are like, and one of them was a very corrupt leader that died, and he was forced, he didn't even stay in his state, was a governor of a particular state, and there was no hospital that was good enough for him to get treated. He had to go to Lagos.
Okay, we keep losing out there. I think the network is a bit losing. Okay, can we give her 2 seconds there? She can come in. Okay, she can't come in yet. Let me bring Balogo in. Balogo, can I get your view on that, please? Yeah, until she come back in.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Basically, what I would say is that Nigeria's problem is structural. The SARS protest was just a convenient avenue to channel the frustrations of the youth. And that was because, you know, police brutality and the SARS problems was their first constituency. It was what resonated with the youth. So they used that. And why you would know that Nigeria's problem is way beyond SARS is the fact that even after the government disbanded, in quotes, SARS, the protest still went on. And the reason is this: there's a lot of suspicion in that country from different ethnic groups. There are problems that goes way beyond police brutality. And the major reasoning is that Nigeria is a fool's gold. Nigeria is not working. And the only way that people in different parts of the world would have basic amenities, respect for human rights and justice is by going their separate ways. The reason is this: our cultural predispositions do not support one another. Though they have made, the cultural dispositions have made that certain anthropological tendencies are brought to fore onto the national stage, wherein certain sections of the country have an ownership mentality, and they commandeer the security architecture of the country and all other things via quota systems and all that is keeping the youth down, because the youths cannot have the same opportunities that somebody from another section of the country has. So when we look at those things holistically, then we will be able to realize that no matter how the youths protest, they can protest from here to Kutuwenji, nothing will change. SARS will be disbanded, but there will be another protest in the future. The bottom line is Nigeria is not working as it is currently constituted. A lot more needs to be done, and that is for each party in the group to be respectful of one another and to come to the table as people who are equal people, not for one to be dominant over another.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that input. That's a very strong point you bring in there. Susan, before I bring you, let me bring Zabin in. Zabin, you are from the northern side of Nigeria, if that's correct. I can't hear you. Your audio seems, I think your audio, yeah, yeah, you're from the northern part of Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with what Mr. Balogun just mentioned there, key points he has mentioned, what would you take from this? Because there's a whole lot of different comment going on regarding to north side, south side in relation to the ongoing issue.
Yes.
What would be your own side of this? Let's hear you, please.
Well, to be honest, the northern part of Nigeria is totally different from, I'll say, the south and the east, because in the north, like, there is no schools. They don't believe in education. I don't know why that is, but that's just the culture. So if you're not educated, you lack a lot of things, and they don't know their basic rights. So all they do in the north, majority of them, all they do is beg for money. They don't want to work because that's not what the leaders are teaching them. I feel like this movement, there's a conflict of interest where the politicians are using tribal divides to divide people, especially in the north. Since I started, one of the, I don't want to say his name, but one of the politicians made a statement saying that whatever happens, the northerners should stand together to protect Buhari. That's sending out false messages. They are telling people not to protest anymore, but to protect Buhari. That's what he's saying. So he's indirectly telling them that the north, the east, or the west or the south are coming to take down Buhari. You must protect him. So he's bringing, I don't know what he's saying to them, but he's telling them false messages indirectly.
Right. Thank you very much for that input. Stanley, can I bring you in on this? I don't want to use this program or this medium to say, hey, if she's right or wrong. You know, this is not about right or wrong. So we should be very clear with this. Is way for us to pour what we taught, our basic knowledge about Nigeria. We're not living there. We live over years. So we're only trying to figure out how best we can move forward. So from what Zabit just mentioned there, what would you take as a youth to represent other youth back home? What would be your own input on this? Let's hear you, please.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's good to be here to be here with other Nigerians as well. Personally, I'd say before I start, the NTAS protest, to me, it's revolutionary. It's something that really I have passion for. This is because I'm a victim of, police brutality in Nigeria. I have been arrested twice in Nigeria for no reason. And I like sharing the story because when people are out there protesting, first of all, a lot of us are bringing in input about how Nigeria can work, but I don't want us to sort of lose track on the current protest. I'm an advocate for this particular NTAS protest, and I so much believe in it. And first, so when I say I like sharing my story about SARS and police brutality in Nigeria, in 2007, that was the first time I was arrested, I think around July or thereabout. I was expecting a visitor from Benin, and I and one of my friend, I was like, let's go and get a drink before they come. So I stepped out of the house, I think about 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes away from my house. We got the drink already. So while we're coming back, about crossing the road, I can see our building. And the next thing I saw were, men. I don't know if they are policemen. They were not on police uniform. They drove and just stopped on the middle of the road, came out with their guns, and they said, if you move, I shoot. To be honest with you, that's the first time, that's the first time I've ever seen something like that happen, apart from movies. So it was like a movie to me. I was confused. I was asking my boy, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, I can see my house from there. We just stepped out of the house. There was no violence. If there was any probably like problems in the environment, we would know because I grew up there. So there was nothing happening. All of a sudden, these are policemen, and they said, oh, we are policemen. I was like, police? What happened? And the next thing, oh, you guys are criminals. You know what I mean? So my friend was about to run, and I heard him by his hand. Why are you running? Hold on. And I was like, if you run, we kill you here. So I was confused. You know what I mean? So I dropped the drink I was carrying. I was like, Sabo, what's the problem? They said I should turn. I turned. They put handcuffs on me. when they put the handcuffs on me, I could see death, flash. I didn't know what happened, Then I realized one of them hit me with a gun, and said, get into the car, get into the car. That's all I could hear. So I was in the car, and I could remember telling the policeman or the man, because at that time, a lot of things were coming. I felt, one, am I being kidnapped? Secondly, is this ritual? Are they ritualists? Until one of them said, no, policeman, these are ID card. I was like, okay, sir, but what did I do? They said, oh, people were robbing in this environment. We had people were robbing here, and you guys look like the description. And I was like, are you serious? So I said, but this is my house. Can you take me there so you can talk to my parents? And he said, no, let's go to the police station. So we got to the police station, and they threw both of us in the cell, took off our clothes, took our phone, took everything we had, and threw us in the cell. And Nigerian cell condition is the worst in the world. So I was in there, and they took a guy, and the next thing we had was gunshots. And I asked those guys what happened. They said that guy, they just killed him. You know what I mean? So I'm taking you through the story so that you understand the reason why, even if we believe that Nigeria should divide, for those who are talking about that, we have a lot of things to face. People are dying every day in the hands of police, innocent people. And for you to get out of that, for me to get out of that police custody, we had to pay money. There was no for arrest. We had to pay money for them to get us out. And when they got us out, even my properties went missing. The drinks that we bought, I saw the empty bottles, the police, they drank it. So our police force need proper reform. And the reason why, the other brother there said, even after the government said, if, disbanded SARS, people were still protesting. People are protesting because that is not the first time that the government is saying, we have disbanded SARS, or we have disbanded this faction of the police force. Every time they make that statement, these guys are still operating. As of yesterday, same SARS arrested somebody yesterday. So those guys are still on the streets doing their notorious jobs. So what I'm saying is that we should collectively stand against police brutality. We should collectively speak against it wherever we are. And these things are happening for real. People are dying every day.
Thank you so much.
We need to collectively speak against impunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Starling. Look, I know we have a lot to say. Just want to bring Susan in. Susan, can I hear what you have to say, please? I know I kept you back to listen to all that is going on. There's so many things at stake right now, and I want to hear your own input. Please, 2 minutes, guys. We want to keep things short. We're running out of time there now. Go.
Anyway, thank you for having me again. It's always a delight to to join you in this kind of a conversation. So, and it's good to see everybody on board as well. It's I've been listening to what everybody has been saying, and I tell you, it is worth saying, and it is worth that this thing goes out there and people knows about it. But this is where I'm going to start from. And I'm going to start from giving a proverb in my own dialect. I speak Yoruba. I'm a Nigerian as well. And in my language, they said, Abuke ewo. And then he replied to them and said, they should look at down that this thing you're complaining about is just look at the roots of where it all started. 1914 was when the two British administrative came together to form this now called country that we are all fighting for, which is Nigeria. And that was when the amalgamation started. I believe that is where it all started. It's not just something that started today. It's not something that started when we got the independence in 1960. This is something that started from the moment, that Nigeria was concealed, as in bringing us together and forming a nation. So before we can even do anything, we need to figure out that constitution that brought us together, that was signed at the initial stage, whereby all the regionals were brought together to form. And that has to be done. And this is what the whole country has been fighting for. We need to restructure, and not just restructure, we need to restructure it from the very foundation of the formation of that nation, Nigeria. And until we do that, I don't think anything can happen. So it's not just about dissolving Nigeria. It's not just about saying, hence Nigeria. I want Nigerians to end, but it's not about ending it. It's about restructuring it from the foundation. If we can get that right, and we can get the input of our youths, of everybody, we don't want the input from those leaders that came together, because most of them have even died anyway, people that came together to sign those contracts, they are gone. And immediately, even after the contracts, they've already started fighting. There has been issues within the 5 people that went together, that came together to sign that contract in UK. So that has to be corrected. And because of our time, because I'm watching the time for you as I was talking, and I know we are coming back again, I hope everybody will stay in line and we'll come back and have this conversation.
Yes.
I'll stop there.
Yeah, please just stop there. Okay, guys, look, we just want to go on a quick break so we can give Danny a quick 2-3 minutes to kind of take all this back, and then we can come back in again. So guys, stay put. This will go off, and we'll come back. Okay, viewers.
Sorry, my points. I think I was cut off. I don't know what happened to my network.
Yes, we'll come back.
I would like to come back to my points.
We'll come back to you after the break. After the break. Okay, viewers, I hope stay tuned for more of the show. We'll be right back. Still more talk, still more issues. Take it away.